Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So over the past week or so, there's been a lot of talk within our circles about what could possibly happen to the Second Amendment if Ketanji Brown Jackson is confirmed to the Supreme Court. Is it all just a bunch of hype? Is the Second Amendment over, or is it really going to be nothing at all? Let's get to it. This video is brought to you by Vetter Holsters, super high quality American made holsters. These guys have inside the waistband, outside the waistband holsters in every possible configuration you can imagine, from light bearing to optics ready. All you have to do is go to their website, pick out your brand, go down and pick up the model, and you'll see there are probably thousands of different variations of their holsters. Then after that, all you do is you pick out the style that you want, whether you want it right-handed or left-handed. Then you can pick out what design you want. They have a ton of different colors and patterns to choose from. They also have some of the best belts and gun belts that you're going to find on the market, so check out VetterHolsters.com. Okay, so let me go and start off with this. The Supreme Court is supposed to be neutral, and Supreme Court justices are supposed to be non-biased. Now, during these confirmation hearings, you'll hear all the time how it's all about the Constitution. It's all about the law. It's all about precedent. That's all that they judge things off of. However, once they get their lifetime appointment and they end up in the Supreme Court, guess what? Things tend to change. They start looking at the Constitution a little bit different. Again, it's supposed to be a Supreme Court that looks at the Constitution, reads the text of the Constitution, and applies that to whatever case is in front of them, but that doesn't happen. People use their ideologies to come up with a decision. And that's kind of what people are worried about with this nominee. This nominee has obviously very progressive, left-leaning ideas and values, and she's going to be taking that to the Supreme Court. And so people are concerned. Not everybody pays attention to the Supreme Court and what the majority is or what the minority is. They just look at the next person that's going in and what's it going to do. Well, I can tell you this. It's pretty much going to be, for the left, a sum net of zero, a net sum of zero, excuse me. Basically what they did is the left lost a seat on the Supreme Court, and they're simply refilling that seat. Now, she does seem to be more progressive than the person who previously occupied that seat, and so that might change things just a little bit, but in reality, the balance of conservative versus progressive in the Supreme Court isn't really going to change that much. Obviously, she can add stuff to the argument. She can bring up points that other people might listen to, and it could definitely change the makeup of the Supreme Court a little bit, but I think based off of what we had prior to her nomination and more than likely her confirmation is going to be a very similar makeup to what you saw a year ago. I don't think it's really going to change all that much, and as a matter of fact, a lot of the big cases that people are really worried about right now, which, you know, like the NYSRPA case that's sitting up there, Kerry case, magazine cases, and stuff like that, she's not even going to be involved in anyway. Oral arguments have already been heard on a lot of these, and the case is already moving forward, so more than likely she's not even going to have any effect on those at all, at least to my knowledge. So really, for all those people that are freaking out, I don't think there's a need to freak out, because again, it's basically like it's a lateral move. It's nothing, you know, nothing's going forward, nothing's going back. The balance of, you know, who's the majority or not isn't going to change. It's just basically filling that vacant seat, and that doesn't give me too much cause for concern. I still don't like to see it, you know, because I don't think somebody should bring, you know, progressive views onto the court. I think that, again, you know, when it comes to the court, they should just look at the text of the Constitution. It's very plain, it's very clear, it was very well written, and it explains exactly what our rights are verbatim, and they can simply look at that to determine whether or not something is constitutional or not. But the problem is when you have people who are activists, what they tend to do is they tend to look at the Constitution the same way that you and I do. They read it, they read the same words that you and I do, but they don't see it the same, right? So they see things completely different. They try and you know, recontextualize everything. They try and go back into the past prior to when it was written and say, well, in the 1300s, this is the way that people thought, and so their ancestors and their ancestors might have changed the way that they thought, so that this is really what they meant when they wrote the Constitution, or what frame of mind were people in when they wrote the Constitution, or maybe, you know, they were under slight duress when they signed the Constitution. I mean, they come up with all of these different ways to interpret it, when really what we don't need an interpretation. What we just need is you to read it as is and apply it. That's it. I don't need you to reinterpret anything. It says what it says. It's very plain. It's very clear. And you're basically confusing everything by trying to go back in history to try and figure out maybe what they were trying to say. It's right there, and all you have to do is read it. So again, I don't think there should be any conservatives. I don't think there should be any liberals. I think that it should just be the Constitution and the text of the Constitution that determines these laws. But again, that's not the case. This is reality. This is life. And it looks like basically it's just going to be a progressive seat filled by another progressive. And, that's the way that it's going to stand, at least for now. But there's over 1,000 days left still in this administration, and a lot can happen. And if the balance of the court does change, then we should start talking. But for now, I don't really think there's all that much need for concern. So, this is more or less just a vlog. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how I see things and how I see the Supreme Court as the makeup changes, over time. Right now, it's still a court that I think favors our constitutional rights. But again, with over 1,000 days left in this administration, that could change, and we'll talk about it if it does. So thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.